This is a small addendum to something that was in my meta-functional thing, it might be a reiteration of something that I later elaborated, but I feel like maybe if I didn't mention this is an important point, in that, in some sense, everything is a species of introverted feeling. The FI function, at least in particular the FI function that corresponds to the second dimension, in the meta-type metaphysic, everything is all functions are merely a component of that introverted feeling. So it is like the main constituent. Now, obviously, the first dimension of psychological reality is extroverted feeling, but it doesn't. It's and this is the sort of the beginning of the mystery, as it were, is because Fi is still in a privileged position above all the other functions, effectively. Because what is happening is that all the functions that come after Fi are forged out of Fi, whereas the first thing to be forged out of Fe is Fi. So it is the first distillate. It is the first. It is the primordial precipitate, or it is the prime precipitate. And so it really is in the sort of the pole position as the fundamental constituency, and Fe is merely the void, the chaos. And in fact, Fi needs that greater void in order to distinguish itself and make itself distinctive against something which is fundamentally non-existent, as in some sense the Fi is all there really is, but it needs something to distinguish itself from nothing. Because Fi isn't all there is, it isn't everything. It has to leave something out. It has to sort of just so that it can be coherent within itself. It can't just be anything and everything. That is effectively what the Fe is. So, I mean, in some metaphysical sense, Fe is like pure possibility. It's just pure, endless, boundless possibility, so much so that those possibilities contradict themselves in ways in which that Fe chaotically can track multiple different ways in which those things might compound with each other or disintegrate each other, and disagree as to how those things might compound and disintegrate. The only thing that gives form to any of that is Fi. The only thing that names any of that is Fi. Fe can't even maintain its own labeling. It doesn't have a labeling system. It doesn't even have a labeling system. It will, in fact, it only can ever sort of try to give itself a sense of locomotion after it's sort of stolen some fudged reading of Fi, some template from Fi, that it will eventually corrode and corrupt and will sort of collapse under its own symbolically, Fi is the seed in the fruit. Anyway, Fi has more components to it. I guess it's not just the seed, but it is also the fruit with the seed in it. I guess something perhaps is the more robust, borne out illustration. Anyway, let's stop this recording.